Yo guys, what's up? What's going on? If you're looking down and your heart's feeling empty, come have a laugh with us. I'm Shadow Soul 720. So, look at this. Alright, hopefully I was facing it the right way just then when I did that. Let me turn down my music a little bit. Let me just double check that the noise ratio is fine for you guys. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty fine. Looks like I might actually be a little bit too loud. Potentially. Let's see, if I talk a little bit more, am I too loud? Yeah, look at this little red bar in the corner. You guys can't see it because my face cam's hiding it. There we go. Well, you know what, that'll do. Maybe it's still a little bit too loud though, so about there. Yeah, okay. Yo! Okay, yeah, that's loud enough. Let's jump in. So, we're going to be talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're going to be talking about the spoilers and discussion behind it. If you guys don't want any spoilers, probably don't watch this video, or at least until after the release. But what's happened is the entire Pokedex has been leaked as of 2 days. So it says on there that November 5th is when it was leaked. It's now the 7th for me. I was going to record this yesterday, but my computer had a meltdown, so bit of an oof. And you guys might see this tonight or tomorrow, so we'll find out what goes on then. But what's been leaked is apparently every Pokemon in the game, the whole Pokedex, right? So we already knew about the starters. Well, we didn't know what they evolved into and things like that. We knew a few Pokemon just from the trailers. We knew about things like, if you guys don't want any spoilers at all, probably don't listen, but Farfetch'd. Surfetch'd. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be breaking down what Pokemon are in the game, because this game doesn't actually have a national dex, which means it doesn't mean that the Pokedex isn't in order. I don't think it means that at all. But what it means is that, well, maybe it does, but what it means is that every single Pokemon in the game, every single Pokemon in existence isn't going to be in this game. So there's only going to be a handful of what you'd expect. I don't have a number yet because I haven't really looked over any of these spoilers at all. I've only been keeping up with the announcement from the official Pokemon company and stuff, or Game Freak, or whoever's putting out the trailers on YouTube. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to have an analysis of what we think is the best. Without further ado, let's jump into the new Pokemon, right? That's what we're most excited about. Then we'll go over these other Pokemon that they're gonna be in the game, and so on. Alright, classic ones. So Pokemon Sword and Shield, here we go. So apparently this was where the leak first came from, according to BGR. Not that people really want to care about that one. They would just want to care about the spoilers, I guess. So Ethereos, apparently. So, here's all the spoilers we know. How big is the Pokedex? 400 Pokemon, including Mythicals. So that's how big the Pokedex is, remembering that there's, I think it's near 900, 1,000 Pokemon in existence, somewhere near there. So we've got a bit below half the amount of Pokemon. Right, but we don't know how many new Pokemon are in it. That many. So we've got near 100 new Pokemon. So it's like 300 of the classic Pokemon that we already had. So again, a little under half. Current leaks. Here's all the Pokemon, here's what we're interested in. Let's zoom this up. I know my face cam's going to be in the way for some of it. But we'll do our best. Now I'm pretty sure there's a way, yeah, there's a way that we can zoom in. Cool. Okay, so starting from the top. They're all spoiled all at once, as you can see. Now, I don't know if I should... Nah, I won't bother zooming in. I don't think it's going to improve the quality of the pictures much. Nah, not really. Not really for you guys. So, at the top, we see we got Grookey. If I look at my mouse, yep. We got... It evolves into Thracky, and then we got Rilla Boom. So... Okay. And then we got Scorbunny, Raboot, Cinderace, Sobble, Drizzle, Inteleon. Now, We can't confirm whether or not these are actually in the game, but they look pretty... You know what, I think these leaks are probably legit. There's been other leaks that haven't been legit, but these ones most likely could be for sure. So, looking at the typing, the starters all remain with the exact same typing that they have. They don't get dual typing. Which means that, for me, based on starter choice... I mean, choose whichever starter you like, right? It's not going to matter a lot in the end, I guess. Design-wise, and as far as middle evolutions go, Drizzle sadly isn't looking the coolest. I was thinking Team Sobble all the way. But yeah, Rabbit looks like a true ninja. Look at it go. And Cinderace almost looks like a Digimon. Siflomon or something like that? Siflomon? If you guys are familiar with it, it feels like it looks like that. Maybe I'll put it on the screen, we'll see. In editing. So, without knowing abilities, moves, anything like that, stats, I'm going to say that Rillaboom has the worst typing, right? Grass types normally have about 4 or 5 weaknesses. Water types only have 2. So, typing-wise... Inteleon, because it's about Intel, I assume, would be, yeah, probably the best typing, but it looks like it could be pretty frail, because it, like, just visually, looks like it might not have a lot of defense. Rillaboom might. But they all seem like they're pretty good starters, so Rillaboom, I'm expecting stats similar to Meganium, maybe more attack and defense. Rather than special though. Cinderace looks like it's going to be fast and a fire type. So that's alright. And Drizzle, yeah. I mean, Inteleon. No idea. It looks like it could have been a dark type, right? Cinderace looks like it could have even been a flying type. I have no idea. But this is cool. So we got Rookie D, Korver Squire, Korver Knight. So I'm assuming they're all the same evolution line. Korver Squire and Korver Knight look like they're the same sort of evolution line. Rookie D, I don't know. Korver Knight, I'm looking forward to. It's a 3rd level evolution. It's apparently got a Galar form that it can, you know, Gigamax into or something like that. I forget the terms. And having a still flying type is going to be like Skarmory. It's going to be great. We got Squirtle, Greedent. Squirtle and Greedent. I'm just assuming straight off the bat they're like the Bibarel of the generation. They're probably those basic Pokemon that you see in the wild. Rookie D might be too, which is a little bit of a worry, but the typing's really good. Just your basic normal types. Maybe they'll have Cheek Pouch. Be like Dedenne. Maybe some pick-up, runaway things. Wooloo, Dubwolf. Dubwool? Huh. Dubwool, I don't know how to feel about. I don't know how to feel about it yet. We'll find out. Might just be like Go-Go. Glossifleur, Aerofloss. Now, apparently these guys Gigamax as well, Dynamax. I forget the term. Actually, hang on, was it them? I think I was thinking of Fairy type, so, you know, ignore me. I don't know. Nickit, Thievul. Interesting. Maybe it's like a Poochyena. I just compare Pokemon to other Pokemon, don't I? Yamper and Boltund. I might consider getting a Yamper and Boltund. Now, the reason why is because apparently Yamper has this ability called Ball Fetch, which means that when you throw a Pokeball and it fails, it'll go and pick it up and bring it back to you. Maybe it might be once only, but that still means that if you're catching Pokemon with it, it's still an extra ball that you're getting back every time, right? Granted, you fail. So it seems like an alright Pokemon to have on the team, and I think I'll pick that up maybe just for its ability. We'll see. Milcery, Alchemy. Is it like an alchemist? So Alchemy is the one I thought that gets a Dynamax thing. Not Eldergloss. Eldergoss. Alchemy apparently turns huge and looks like a giant, you know, laid cake. It's a fairy type. Yep. I don't know much else about it. There's a bit of information online if you guys want to look it up, but I'm not too keen on it yet. But we'll see. We got, is that Blipbug? Blipbug. I like the name a lot. I don't know what to make of its design. Dotla and Orbeetle. So that looks like, that's not a fairy type, that's a bug and psychic type? Okay. That. Bug and psychic. Okay, so it's gonna be weak to like ghost and dark and flying and fire. I think it might be missing something. Potentially. But it seems like it's got some weaknesses. Rock. It's also weak to rock. So it's got 5 weaknesses, which is quite a bit. But it might have some cool ability. Like, it could be really fast. It could have some high stats. It's 3rd evolution, so it's going to have some higher stats than, I'd assume, Greedent would. Or Thievul. So, we'll see how that goes. Morpeko. We're gonna call it Morpeko. This thing, Danganronpa. It reminds me of this anime based on like this teddy bear that's like, it's got like this zigzaggy sort of pattern. Looks very split personality. That's all this thing reminds me of. So its ability is pretty cool. Apparently every turn it changes forms, and when it changes form, its signature move changes typing between, I think it's electric and dark. So that's pretty unique. It switches between like hangry mode and full belly mode or something like that. And this is full belly mode. Its hangry mode is like purple. Maybe purple and black, I think it is. So it's a pretty unique niche Pokemon. Potentially like Dedenne, not sure. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I'm too interested in picking one up, but it is very unique and niche, and people might fall in love with it. We got a Choodle and a Dreadnought. Okay, so I didn't know Dreadnought evolved, had pre-evo, but that's pretty cool. So I guess if you're playing the game and you didn't have spoilers, you can pick up Choodle and be like, I wonder what this is going to evolve into, and then you find it's Dreadnought, and you're like, oh, that's how I get it. So Dreadnought, I think it's got the Strong Fangs ability. Looks like it's going to be pretty sturdy. It reminds me a lot of Caracosta so far. I think it has Shell Smash as well. Potentially. Maybe. So, if you're looking for something that's a bit like Caracosta, I think that's your one. We got Hatenna and Hatterene and Hatterene. I'm going to call that Hatterena, I think. So, what's that? Psychic and Fairy. That's a pretty good typing. So, it's going to be a Mr. Mime Gardevoir, 3rd evolution, mind you, Pokemon. Hatenna looks really cool. It looks really cute. I like it a lot. It reminds me of something from like the Kirby generation games. Just Kirby games, I mean. It's so cute. It looks really fun. So that's what I'm going to say about that. It looks really fun. It could have some cool abilities. It's got a pretty nice typing. Arrokuda. So that's got to be a Barracuda Pokemon. And Barrascuda. Arrokuda, Barrascuda. I like it a lot. I love Barracuda. They're fun to catch when you're fishing IRL. And if you eat them, they taste pretty good. If you don't, that's fine. So, I like the idea. I like the idea around this Pokemon, actually. I'm not sure how competitive it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Like, it might just have like similar stats to Sharpedo or Basculin. It might be like Basculin, but with an evolution. We'll see. So I'm expecting like something similar to be the case with this thing. It might have sharp jaws. Who knows? Tight jaws? Sharp jaws ability. Or it might be kind of fast. Might have Swift Swim. Might have a Speed Boost. Who knows? We got Cramorant. So, Cramorant's going to be interesting for a few reasons. Cramorant, I think there's a bit of information on the internet about it. I've already forgotten. I think it can basically use Spit Up. I think it's going to be like the Swallow Spit Up sort of Pokemon. It's going to be a bit like Pelipper, but to a larger degree. It doesn't evolve. Its typing is really good, though. It's the same typing as Gyarados and Pelipper. Pelipper's stats are really low, but it's good because of its ability, because it can, get the rain up. As its hidden ability, though. So, we'll see how Cramorant goes in the future. I think its typing is going to be good. It could definitely find some places on teams, I think. I don't know how far to push my expectations for this Pokemon yet, though. Then we got what? Silicobra? Silicobra. It's a silly cobra. I don't know. And Sandaconda. That looks pretty cool. Actually, I think it's about time we got like a new Ekans sort of Pokemon, right? A new snake. And a cobra is a pretty nice thing to add. It's a ground type. So ground, of course, is going to have great typing. Looks like it might be fragile. I'm not sure. I'm actually going to kind of look forward to that one. Sandaconda, Silicobra. It looks... What is it going to be? So the second evolution is obviously like a Sand Anaconda, right? So that doesn't tell us much about it. But a Silicobra, does that mean it's silicon? Is it a silicon cobra? I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. But that one also has potential, although I could see it being a bit frail, and that might be a little bit sad. But again, we don't know the abilities, we don't know the stats, so it could have potential. I can definitely see it learning Dig. Sinistea and Poltergeist. I like the design of this Pokemon. I like that it's a ghost. I don't know why it's a ghost. Is it just like the ghost of the teacup, or the ghost of like the tea? I don't know why it's a ghost type Pokemon. But yeah, I don't know. It seems okay. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but it seems alright. Might even have Cursed Body. We'll find out. Oh, actually, I know it's one of its abilities. It's got that one ability where Weak Armor, I think it is. So you attack it, it loses defense, but then it gains lots of speed. So we could definitely see it being a late game sweeper or something, but it'll be funny, I think. Roly Poly evolves. Hold up. So I was thinking about getting a Roly Poly because Roly Poly looks pretty good, right? It's a rock type. It's got some pretty good stats and things. Oh, it had an awesome ability. What's it called? Steam powered or something? It kind of works a bit like a Steam Train, I think. So the way it works is that like if it gets hit by a water or fire type move, it's something goes up. Maybe it was its speed. Hang on, I've got to Google this. I've got to DuckDuckGo this real quick. Roly Poly. Because I was actually pretty excited about this Pokemon, and now that I know that it gets an evolution, Steam Engine. Here we go. Drastically raises speed when hit by a fire or water type move, and it's got heat proof. So you can either make it take, with its already typing, it can take what's that? 1/4 of the damage it normally would, because it's already halved by its rock typing, and then it's weakened again. So taking a 1/4 fire damage could be good. It could be a good Lava Plume target Pokemon in doubles. But also having Steam Engine is going to be huge. So you could use Surf on it. I don't know why you would though. But it means that one of its weaknesses, right? Like it has a lot of weaknesses here at the moment. One being water. Means that if it gets hit, it survives. You can put a Focus Sash or something on it, I guess. If Focus Sash is in the game. Don't know. Yeah, you could probably sweep with this thing. I'm hoping. And rock typing, although it has a lot of weaknesses like grass typing and stuff, it also hits a lot of things really hard. Like it hits flying types, fire types, bug types. I'm missing some stuff. Ice types. Let me look at this chart. You know what? Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's probably it. But it hits a fair few things pretty hard. So having a fast rock type Pokemon, this is like having, depending on how fast its speed stat is to start with, it could be like having a Kabutops already set up in the rain. You know, like you hit it with a Lava Plume, which Lava Plume double battles hits every single Pokemon on the field. You go for this thing, you get it to speed up, you start sweeping. And rock types normally have a lot of attack and defense as well. So we'll find out if it has a lot of attack and defense. I'm assuming it would, but we haven't seen that many special rock type Pokemon. Now the fact that it evolves it keeps going, right, is amazing, because I thought Roly Poly, I might just be a single evolution, might just be it by itself. And you know, maybe its stats aren't going to be huge. But the fact that it has 3 evolutions means that, like, it evolves into Carkol and then Colossal. That's amazing. So it's definitely going to have a Steam power, I'm betting, right? If it's the Coal Pokemon. Wait, if it has Steam power and it's Rock and Fire, that means that if it gets hit by a Water type move, it's just gone, right? Maybe its hidden ability is going to be Sturdy. No, it couldn't be, because then it won't be able to get any usage out of it. That's really bizarre. But it means that if it gets hit by a fire type move, right, it's not going to need heat proof at all, ever. I really, really, really doubt that. Unless you just want the ultimate Pokemon to resist fire type moves. In which case, go Colossal. Like, that's perfect. But yeah, it means it's going to be resisting fire so much already, right? It already halves it, then it halves again, so it's already a quarter damage. So Lava Plume it. Get its speed up. But at the moment, based on its design, from what I can see on this like tiny picture, like I can't enhance it anymore, I don't think. It looks like a Tyranitar / Golem. So we can hope that it gets some speed up. And we don't know what its hidden ability is going to be yet. We don't know if it keeps heat proof, for example. So this thing could have some potential. Like it's gonna be. I imagine it having really high stats. Just base stats in general. I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna want to pick up a Colossal. You know what? If I'm picking up Colossal, maybe I don't want Cinderace, the Scorbunny evolution, because then I'll already have a fire type. And it's going to be weak to water, so if I got one of the other starters that'll resist it, that'll be a good switch in. Anyway, that's thinking too far ahead for now. Actually, a grass type. If I picked up a Korver Knight, right, which is weak to electric, grass type would be a good switch in if I wanted those 3 on a team. And having like a Yamper is alright because we've got Korver Knight and Rillaboom to get rid of that electric typing weakness, right? Although I don't know if this guy's going to be a permanent thing on the team. He's more just a in the wild sort of Pokemon that you want to pick up and use. I'm talking for way too long on this, aren't I? I apologise. Alright. Anyway, that's Colossal. Now, I don't know if my face cam's going to get in the way of this. Next Pokemon. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's scroll down a little bit then. There we go. Look at that. Oh, we won't go to the Legendaries yet. I mean, we will, but... Alright. These Pokemon look pretty cool down below, but up top. So, we got Koofant and Copperajah? Copperajah. So, it's a Steel type. It's a Steel type, guys. It's just pure Steel. It looks like a Pokemon that would have a lot of defenses. Its attack and special attack especially would probably be pretty low. But Steel types are great. They have, I believe, next to Dragon, the most resistances in the game. They don't hit very many things offensively, but it looks like this thing could probably learn Earthquake or a ground type move. Just guessing. Probably not Dig. Copperajah definitely has use. Yep. Only weak to what? Fire, ground, fighting. Completely resist poison. It's gonna be great. Yep. And fits pretty well on a team with Colossal, because Copperajah is gonna be weak to fire. Colossal resist fire entirely. Right? So that's already a huge weakness taken away. They're both weak to fighting types, which would be an issue. But there's a few ghost types and stuff you can get here by the sounds of it. Or at least Poltergeist. And a few psychic types. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. They're both super weak to ground though as well. But we got Korver Knight for that, kinda, so. Okay, next Pokemon. Impotemp and Morgrem. Fairy and Dark. It's an interesting type. First thing I think of is these guys are kind of like Sableye. Like, they've got interesting typing. Pretty similar. They've got Sableye's one weakness typing. But what are these guys weak against? They're weak to Steel. Right? They're weak to Poison, I think. Weak to not fighting. Not Bug, I don't think. Actually, their typing's pretty solid. Yeah, it's pretty similar to Sableye for me. So, Impotemp by itself seemed like it was going to be a bit fragile. Now that we can see it evolves into Morgrem, maybe that'll have like low defense, high special defense or something. With like some pretty all-round, like average speed stat. Pretty all-round average stats, I'd assume, for this guy. With his defense being just marginally lower. But Morgrem seems like he's viable, you know? He could be a thief Pokemon, he could be... Imagine if he had Trick, that would be okay. Not huge though. I'm definitely sensing like a thief, foul play sort of type. So, it's weird because I've normally just always considered Fairy type to be kind of like a light type. Like if there was to be a typing in the game, that would be considered light. Electric Pokemon obviously up there, but Fairy type definitely seems like light, right? Like what would beat a dragon? A tiny fairy? Oh, I don't know about that, but like light? Yeah, sure. What beats dark? Light? Yeah, okay. Blinds it. What beats fighting? Light? Yeah, sure. You can't punch light. Like that's just how I think of fairy typing normally. So these guys will have some... Oh wait, it evolves into Grimmsnarl, right? Well, I didn't even look at that because it looks so different. Yeah, okay, this thing looks buff, this thing looks huge, it looks like it's going to get some stats. Okay, this Pokemon might be used quite a lot, actually. If it's the third evolution, it's going to have some pretty high base stats. It's going to get used quite a lot. I can see it being used against things like Giratina. Like, it just destroys Giratina. I think it destroys Hooper. It looks like it could be used pretty... it could be used in Ubers even, I don't know. Somewhere between UU and Ubers for sure, but like, I reckon it would get up there. It beats a lot of the Psychic type Pokemon that are prowling around in like the top tiers, like Mewtwo and Corsola and etc. The 3 Lake Guardians. Yeah, no, that's going to be a used Pokemon for sure. I might pick one up. Next one we got is Toxel, and Toxtricity. Nice names. I like the design actually so far. Kind of reminds me of, you know, it doesn't matter what it reminds me of. Impmon and like a Chow. Anyway, Electric and Poison is interesting typing. Super weak to ground. No Levitate in sight by the looks of it. But it means that you just pair it with like some Levitate Pokemon, you pair it with like some flying Pokemon. We already know that there's going to be a Galarian Wheezing. Which means that it could potentially have Levitate on it if you don't want its other ability that's really good. So you could pair it with Wheezing, although that's not really smart. Pair it with any flying Pokemon. Pair it with a grass type if you want even. Looks alright. The typing's unique. Aside from being super weak to ground, I can only see it being weak to psychic. So, unless I'm missing something, that's very little weaknesses. It looks good. Looks good. Any earthquake will destroy it, but I like the design and stuff. Looks like it'll be fast and hit hard. Good sweep, maybe. Snom and Frostmoth. Frostmoth, pretty interesting design. Snom, yeah. I like how it looks like Pukemuku. Pukemuke. Yeah. Don't know why it's called Snom. Snowy something. Snow bomb. So let's talk about its typing. Ice and Bug. So it automatically resists. It's neutral to fighting now, which is pretty neat. But it's super duper weak to fire. So it's super weak to fire. Flying destroys it. What else do we have going? Rock types absolutely destroy it as well as fire. So it looks like it trades some it trades how many weaknesses it has for some huge weaknesses. I'm missing some stuff now, right? Steel will destroy it, I think. And it might have another rock bug type weakness. Nah. That's probably it. Alright, so it's got 4 weaknesses, which is a fair amount. It's not as many as 5. It's not as many as like a lot of grass types and stuff. I don't think. Unless grass types have 4. But it's got 2 massive weaknesses. One being fire, which there seems to be a lot of fire types. There seems to be some decent fire types around. And rock. So, Colossal is that thing's worst nightmare in the world. Yep. Alright, but you know, looks like it could be a Venomoth. You know, reskinned Venomoth. That's what I get from it. Could be good. Could sweep a little bit. Could have that one thing that Butterfree has. Quiver Dance. It could definitely have Quiver Dance. So I could see it being a Quiver Dance sweeper. And Ice is a good offensive typing for that. Then we got Sizzlepede, and Centiskorch. Okay, so it's a Centipede Pokemon. A Fire type one, of course. So, Fire and Bug, same typing as Lavesta, what's it called? Big Firebug. You guys are probably shouting it if you know it. But that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Lavesta for the moment. Volcarona. I think that's it. So it's gonna have a huge weakness to rock, of course, just like its Frostmoth cousin. They're probably not cousins, but yeah, huge weakness to that. It's gonna be fine against ground. It's gonna be weak to flying. It's gonna be weak to water. So it's already got like 3-4 weaknesses. Yeah, you know, it'll do something. It'll be pretty cool. You know, I could see it having like a speed boost. I could see it having some sort of gimmick where like every turn it gets stronger in some stat. Or like, you know, maybe when it burns the opponent, the burn does twice as much damage. Some sort of status effect. I could see that happening too. So, it'll be used by people for sure. It's pretty interesting. And if you chose a grass type starter, it looks like a pretty good Pokemon for that. To like partner up with it. Which means if I choose a Leafeon, because Eevee's in this game, it's gonna be great. Clobbopus. Okay, so we've got Clobbopus and Grapploct next. Looks like they're both fighting types. You know what? Yeah. Both fighting types, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. Not a lot to say yet. It just kind of reminds me of like a fighting type, you know? but it's an octopus, so it's going to have 8 arms, I assume. So that's pretty unique. It might get some multi-jab sort of moves in. Might have like a double... It probably has double hit. Probably has double slap. Multi-hit moves, I assume, would be something that it would get. So a fighting type with multi-hit moves sounds good. It sounds like it's going to have good typing, because fighting type's generally pretty good in the game. Yeah, no, it'll be pretty good. It'll be alright. The stats probably won't be super high because it's only going to evolve once. But it'll be like Hawlucha. It'll be good enough that people want to use it. It's a bit unique. I'm not sure how far it'll carry because I don't know its abilities and stats. It could be Mimikyu great, you know? It could be really good because it's so unique. Or it could just be like around where Hawlucha is, but I don't see it being much worse than Hawlucha unless they really butch it up. Duraludon. So, Duraludon. Let's call it Duraludon, because Duraludon sounds pretty fun. It sounds like I'm speaking a different language, like maybe Swedish or something. Duraludon. Duraludon. Anyway. Looks good. I like dragon types. I like steel types. It's going to be the same as... what's the time thing? Dialga. Which is great typing. It's going to be weak to fighting, of course, and ground. But it resists its natural dragon weaknesses of fairy and ice. And other dragon types. So all of its dragon weaknesses are gone. Basically, it just gets 2 steel ones, which is pretty great. Fighting ground, very common, very good offensive typings, but it's gonna be. I assume that if you're not using Dialga, it's gonna be on like every dragon team, anyway, like dragon mono team, because it's unique in that factor. Now I hope its typing and I hope its stats are gonna be good. I hope it's gonna have something that carries it, because from what I've seen, its abilities are heavy metal and light metal, so it can like halve its weight, double its weight. Stuff that seems really lame to me. It's probably going to have Gyro Ball, but I don't really care about using Gyro Ball and having lots of weight or no weight. Yeah, it'll probably have that thing that move that makes you lose or gain weight. I forgot what it is. But I'm hoping this thing has a cool hidden ability, because at the moment I want it to be good, but I feel like it's going to be like Druddigon, where it's just a single base Pokemon, and its typing's pretty good, which keeps it around, but it doesn't do a lot. Alright, on to the next one of Stonjourner? There's a question mark there. I don't know if that's question mark typing, or if it just means that it's a question mark of, does this Pokemon exist, or is it just a rock type, or is that its name even? So we don't know much about it. Don't even know if it could be a legendary Pokemon, who knows? I certainly don't. It's a rock type. For now, I'm just going to think of it as Regirock. I don't know. Pincurchin. Pincushion. So it's a sea urchin that's like a pin. Okay. This thing is most likely going to have that one ability that randomly boosts like stats very high, random stats, mind you. Acupressure. It's going to have Acupressure. As an electric type, I don't see it being awfully strong. It could have rough skin, so it could be a little unique, but I don't know. It might just be like Pyukumuku or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about this one yet. It could have Lightning Rod. Who knows? But I don't see its base stats being high enough to keep it very viable in like the higher competitive tiers. But we'll see. IDD. Am I in the way of the Pokemon, by the way? Oh, no. No, I'm not. Awesome. So it's psychic and normal. So that's good, because that means it can beat up ghost types if it wanted to. Like, it can combat ghosts, and it doesn't take fighting damage as a normal type would. So it's only weak to dark. and Bug. So, as far as its typing goes, it's pretty solid typing, all things considered. Like, it's really nice. It's very... I think it's unique. Maybe it's not. But it's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. We got Applin, Flapple, and Appleton. Wait, it's a dragon? I thought it was water. Grass and dragon. Do we already have a grass and dragon type? I don't know. I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like someone baked Goodra into a pie, and the first evolution looks like... yeah, what? It's an apple, then it's an apple skin, then it's like an apple pie. What? Okay, it's a really bizarre design. Really bizarre. I kind of like it. I feel like there's definitely going to be stages in this evolution line that people prefer over the other ones. Like, maybe you think the apple's cute by itself, and then the second form you're like, ew, gross. Or maybe you think the apple is like kind of boring, and... Wait, are the leaves on the apple its eyes? I don't know. Maybe. It's definitely a Cherubi thing, isn't it? Cherum, I don't know. But Flapple also looks like a wyvern, which is pretty cool, but then it just turns into like a big Goodra. So like, what if it's got really high like speed and attack stats as Flapple, but then when it becomes Appleton, it's just like... It becomes Clifford the Big Red Dog. It becomes something huge, but like a little bit slow. I mean, Clifford would probably be faster. This thing just looks like it's slow. It looks like it's going to be bulky. It's going to have a huge HP stat. It's just there for other things to eat it. Half dragon, half apple pie. Maybe I'll name it She's My Cherry Pie, or like after that band. No, it's not even cherry pie, it's apple pie. I can't even call it that. Anyway, it's going to get a lot of apple nicknames. Maybe I'll call it Apple Code. I love dragons, but... Well, hang on. Let's look at this, right? It's going to be weak to flying and bug. Not fire. It's going to be super weak to ice. It's going to be weak to fairy. It's going to be weak to dragon. There you go. It's got a lot of weaknesses. It's going to be slow. Unless it's got some built-in weakness policy sort of ability, where it's like, I want things to eat me so I can get more powerful. Or like a shell smash. Where suddenly the apple pie is gone and it's like, oh, I feel lighter, and it becomes super fast, or has a form change or something. Because we can't see form changes on this. It could be really good. Its stats are going to be high, but if it's really slow and really bulky and has that many weaknesses, no. No. It has to have something else. Askew? Ooh, Askew. Ice Cube. Askew. I really like it. It's just a penguin with an ice block on its face. What? It just melts then, doesn't it? What the heck? So in hot heat, its face melts off and it dies or something, right? I like the name a lot. Askew. Something's askew here. It definitely is. So something's up with this Pokemon. Maybe after it's... Oh! Maybe if it gets hit by like a fire type move, or it's like sunny or something, the ice melts away and it reveals its true form. Mimikyu. No, but like, that'd be really cool. Askew might be really nice. I might actually consider picking it up just because it's so weird and random. I don't know if you guys can see any further, so we got Draktoak. Oh, sorry, we got Dreepy, Draktoak, and Dragapult. Okay, so it's a dragon catapult. Dreepy is supposed to be creepy, right? Wait, is that Ghost? Yeah, that's Dragon Ghost. Okay, I'm getting a Dragapult. It's probably gonna be a bit of an upset like Noivern, where it does a little bit, but not a lot. But I love, like, okay, in this gen, right, with these normal Pokemon, we got a Dialga and we got a Giratina form. Like, we got the same typings, so they're great. They're great. A dragon type that is immune to fighting in normal types. It's going to be weak to a lot though. Ice Fairy, Dragon, Ghost, Dark. Am I missing anything? Nah. So it's weak to a lot, but it also is completely immune to a bit. It doesn't have any double weaknesses. It's going to be interesting. I might actually get a Dragapult, because it looks like it might have some good speed, right? Hopefully. And put a weakness policy on it, or just use Tailwind, or get some move on it that can raise its speed. But a Dragapult with a weakness policy sounds like the way to go for me. I'm actually looking forward to it. I hope there's like some sort of Yveltal sort of signature move on it, where like it can use a Ghost type move or a Dragon type move and get some of its health back. Because if it has some sort of life steal ability, perfect. Gonna be using it. Great Pokemon. Ghost typing and Dragon typing are both like my favorite typings. Yeah. Alright, next thing. Phalanx. Phalanx and Dragozolt. Oh, another Dragon type! Yeah, and there's more Dragon types coming up. Alright, I love dragons, if you guys didn't know. So wait, does Phalanx evolve into Dragozolt? Or is Phalanx its own thing? Phalanx? Phalanx. Is it like spleen? Spleen? What? Phalanx. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it evolves into Dragozolt. Maybe it does. Maybe its typing just changes completely. Or, no. Well, Arctozolt is there. So Dragozolt and Arctozolt. I'm assuming that they're both the same Pokemon. Right? But they're different versions of the same Pokemon. Or like, they've got form changes. But it looks like they're two different things in the Pokedex, so yeah, weird. I don't know what to say about it. Electric and Dragon though, that's Zekrom typing. Means it's weak to the normal Dragon stuff and Electric. I mean, and Ground. So that's great. I like that Pokemon. I love Dragons, so I like that Pokemon. Might pick it up. So if you include a lot of these Dragon types on your team, if you include Dragozolt, Dragapult, Appleton, some of the dragons we haven't gotten to yet, and then Duraludon, you'd have to include Duraludon, right? Because it covers so many of the other weaknesses that the other dragons have. Well, you didn't have to, but yeah. And then next we have Dracovish, which Dracovolt, Arctozolt, and then Dracovish could all be the same sort of thing as well. Arctovish is probably the same thing too. Hang on, what? Does Phalanx just link into all those? Oh! Some of them have the same legs and stuff. Yeah, so Dracovish and Dracovolt are definitely the same thing, right? Because look at the legs. Arctovish and Arctozolt. The names are too similar not to be the same thing. Maybe Dracozolt and Dracovish are the same forms? And Arctozolt and Arctovish are the same? Or like evolve into each other? Or maybe there's some cool Pokemon fusion mechanic. I don't know where Phalanx links into all this. Oh, it's a fighting type. It's not even fire. My bad. It's a fighting type, guys. It's a fighting type. Little caterpillar thing fighting type. Is it because millipedes and whatever, like, they have so many legs? I can't tell if its stats are going to be really low or if it's going to be like a Pyukumuku, Pinchurchin sort of thing. But it looks crazy. Okay, I'm looking forward to see what it can do. But yeah, the Draco Arctos, Dractos, the Drunk Artos. Interesting for sure. They've also got Palkias typing in there, as well as Zekroms, I guess, because of Dracovish. So they're going to be super used. Dracovish especially, I think, because of the typing. I don't know, it depends on like what it does in stats and everything else, but like Arctovish is basically Laparis, right? Looks like it's going to have lots of HP. It looks like it's going to be huge. I'm going to expect Lapras-ish stats and stuff from it. But Dracovish, it already resists. So it's not weak to Electric. It's not weak to Grass, which are Water types only weaknesses. And it's not weak to Ice, which is a Dragon type weakness. So it's only going to be weak to Dragon and Fairy. So if you pair Dracovish, the thing that's only weak to Dragon and Fairy, with Duraludon, which is weak to Fighting and ground, you've got a pretty good team. You know, you can put Dragapult in there if you want as well, and then that gets rid of the fighting weakness. And then, you know, you grab a Dragonite, you grab any other dragon type that has flying typing, and you get rid of that ground weakness. Although ice is still a bit of an issue, but you've got 2 Pokemon here that could resist ice. Well, not resist, but be neutral against it. If you really want to resist ice, just put an Arctivish on your team, I guess. I don't know, actually. But yeah, look at that. Pair it with Colossal. This is good. I like this. Okay, I don't know if you can have more than one on your team, though. Like, say it is the same Pokemon, you wouldn't be able to. But if it's all different Pokemon, then that's neat. We'll see. We'll see. We've had different formed Pokemon like Caspar in the past, which have been pretty weak, so we'll find out. Next, we got Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus. Eternatus? We'll say Eternatus, because Eternatus sounds like Tornadus. Eternatus, which is that Ghost? No. What? Poison Dragon. Okay, so Eternatus is it's that seaweed Pokemon. What's that called? Anyway, it's the Poison Reef seaweed Pokemon that we had like in Generation. I think it was X and Y. It's the better version of that, I would assume, because it's an actual legendary Pokemon. It's got the same typing. It's going to be weak to ground. It's going to be weak to psychic. And then not fairy, but dragon and ice. So it's going to have 4 weaknesses, but it should be pretty good. It's a legendary all sweep. It looks like it's fast. So apparently that's the Pokemon, I guess, that Zacian and Zamazenta are supposed to beat up. Actually, hang on. They've got different forms. What? I assume, here's my thing, right? They do have different forms. I see them below. I'm gonna assume that, I don't know, they remove their weapons. Look at that though. It looks like looking at their innards or something. It's so weird. But cool that you can remove their steel typing. Actually, I don't know if that's cool, but anyway, plain psychic, plain fighting typing. Didn't expect the shield Pokemon to be the fighting type, but all right. So naturally, Zacian beats Zamazenta anyway. Let's see, when they're both. And then when they both have their weapons, they're actually equal because they're neutral to each other. Because psychic and fighting, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but they both look like they're solid typings. But then Zacian beats Zamazenta, but Eternatus loses to Zacian. And Zamazenta has a huge issue with Eternatus, I guess. But I guess when they have steel type, when they have the weapons, it makes the poison typing from Eternatus completely immune, right? And the dragon typing doesn't do much to them either, so Eternatus is kind of at a losing battle when Zacian and Zamazenta have their weapons equipped. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's just go to like the end of this thing, right? Whew. Very strange. So we got more. Oh, let me just check a thing real quick. Oh, yo, Super Saiyan Gunner, what up? Hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the stream, by the way. We're just reviewing some of the new Pokemon. So yeah. So now we're just looking at like some of the new forms. So Morpeko, we already saw that form. Toxtricity has a different form, which is going to be interesting. It looks like a purple Siddhasloth, right? IDD has a different form. again going to be interesting. Askew definitely has a different form. I called it. I knew it. Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to see what it does, but like, yeah. Hopefully it's kind of like a Mimikyu sort of niche where it can be pretty good competitively, but we'll find out. I guess the same with any of these guys. Like, they all have pretty good typing. Eternatus just gets a flying sorcerer and said, okay, so it has different forms as well, like Giratina. We'll find out about that later. Meowth, Persecure? What? Galarian Meowth is weird. Is that its ability? I guess that's its ability. Turns into a little Viking. Gremlin, weird. Alright. But wait, it's Steel type. A Steel type Meowth. Huh. Still not very good against Pikachu, but like that's interesting. Okay, so Ponyta goes from Psychic to being Psychic Fairy, so it's gonna be probably pretty good anyway. I'm pretty happy its typing didn't change a lot and very dramatically. So yeah, Galarian Rapidash is gonna be used a lot. Sirfetch'd has its broken leak form, so it's gonna be garbage, I assume, when that happens. Just letting you guys know. Now, we already knew about Alolan Weezing. Alolan Weezing... I don't know why Sirfetch'd color changes, but that's okay. Guess it has to eat its leek and get upset. Maybe it's angry. Galarian Weezing is going to be really good. Because it has an ability that cancels out all other Pokemon's abilities. I think it's not just on the field, but all of them. So even the ones that come into the field, as long as Weezing's on the field. So it's going to be like when Alolan Muck hit the Pokemon TCG card game about a year or two ago now. Don't know if you guys know about it, but it just made the ability of all the other cards stop, and it was used a lot. It's pretty broken-ish. It's really good against... It was good anti-meta stuff, and this thing looks like it's going to be that. So I'm probably going to pick up an Alolan Weezing as well. Where we at? Next up, we got... Can you guys see that, actually? I think you can. Yeah. We got Mr. Mime. So, Mr. Mime's going to have a different form. It's going to be Ice and Psychic. I'm not looking forward to it. I love Mr. Mime. I think Mr. Mime's cute. I think it's bae. I think it's the best thing. And it's nice that Mr. Mime gets a bit of a change, I guess, and a bit of love, but like, it's not the Mr. Mime on you. And like, this guy's gonna have so many weaknesses, so unless its stats change from Mr. Mime's, or like, it gets faster than Mr. Mime is currently, or hits harder, or has better stats, can't see it doing a lot. But then again, it can be Mr. Mime apparently now, so maybe it'll have lots of special defense. It'll be a big special attacker. It'll just be a blob of special. Yeah, we'll see. Again, I don't know if I'm looking forward to Mr. Mime and Mr. Mime, because I like my Alolan, my Kanto Mr. Mime. So we'll see. It'll probably be a fast sweeper though, I guess, because it's too fragile to be much else. I mean, it might have some special defense. We'll see. Corsola, Ghost Corsola. Right, so Corsola's going to be a ghost type. It's going to be pretty weird, pretty interesting. As you can see, it has a second form, so that's good because Corsola's base stats normally are pretty bad. Actually, I think that might be its Galarian evolution form. I'm not sure. Dynamax thing. Might be its Dynamax thing. I don't know. If it's just an evolution, then that's pretty fine. But I think it's a Dynamax. So Corsola actually makes me really sad. Because it's not a bad design or anything like that. But the story behind it, I'm assuming, is because so many Toxapex and Marini and stuff eat Corsola on the shores of Alola that they've become corpses or they've gone extinct or something like that. So all the coral in the world is going, and it kind of reflects real life with like the Great Barrier Reef and etc. So Corsola is now a ghost because it's extinct, going extinct. It's died. and that's just what happens, and it's really, really upsetting, because Corsola used to be such a cute little Pokemon, and now it's not. So that's why I'm upset about it. I'm not saying the design or anything's bad. It's great design and like great plot and good story, but like, oh, poor Corsolas. It makes me a little upset. Anyway, it looks like we've got a new Stunky. Steel and Ground. It's no longer electric. Steel and Ground makes it the same type as Drillbur, which is actually great. It's only weakens fighting, water. Maybe fire. Yeah. It's gonna be a great Pokemon. It's gonna be if it's anything like normal Stunfisk, then it's got some pretty high defense. It's gonna be a pretty good tank. It's gonna have some tanking in it. It's gonna be good. I can tell you that already. I don't even know what Pokemon I want to use because there's so many good ones. Like for me at the moment, there's probably over 9 Pokemon I want to choose, but a few of them might include the Drunk Auntie line, the Draco Dracto. So it might just be one Pokemon, we don't know yet. Now we got Zigzagoon, Lanoon, Obstagoon. It's pretty alright. It's pretty okay. I don't think I'm going to use it. If Obstagoon has pickup still, I'd probably use it, but I doubt it's going to have pickup. And that would just be for in-game use. So, yeah, we'll see. Now, it looks like Darmansion gets a new form? Ice, potentially? Maybe? Huh. If so, that's going to be power. Hopefully it's a little bit faster than the previous form. It doesn't look like it will be. If anything, it might be slow, which might be upsetting. And maybe it's not even ice. Maybe it's ice and something else. If it's ice and water, insane powerhouse. We don't know if it's going to have the same ability of its Zen mode thing. So that'll be a strong Pokemon. If it's got anywhere near the same sort of attack stat, it probably won't, but we'll see how that goes, because it'll be interesting. Yeah, I guess Darmanitan's... No, the little one. Darumaka's droppings won't be hot pockets anymore. They won't be able to keep you warm at night. Oh, XYZ is Matt. F's in the chat for Corsola. I think it's weak against ground 2. Could be wrong, Lol. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, may I ask. And that Bug Dragon for me too. Plus the Water Starter. Yeah, mask. Oh, look at that. Yeah, mask. And this one we're talking about. Is my face cam in the way of it? You know what? I don't know if my face cam's going to be in the way. So let's just move my face cam up here. So, yo, we got Yamask here. And Runerigus. What's Ground and Ghost? That's insane typing. It's completely immune to electric, electric, normal, and fighting, which is huge. 2 of those typings are really big. But it'll be weak to Ghost, Dark, Ice, Water, Grass. Do I go into another hand? I don't know. So it'll have a lot of immunities and resistances, but it's also going to like it's so immune to poison too. But it'll be, yeah. It'll have a lot of weaknesses. It'll be interesting. Runerigus. So instead of being a mummy Pokemon in a sarcophagus, it's now part of the ruins? Does it hold a piece of rune now? Huh. That's going to be really interesting, especially lore-wise for me, because Yamask, as you guys may or may not know, the normal form before this one, carries a mask of when it was human. So this Pokemon is directly a human, right? And this form would, I assume, be no different, and still be a remnant of humanity. The fact that it picks up a ground typing now, as well as Ghost, what it already was, is pretty insane. If it has Mummy, the ability, huge usage opportunities, this thing will be used for sure. It's really interesting looking. It's really interesting. And while we're on the subject, let me talk to you guys about a little bit of fan theory I've been working on, which is Mimikyu. It's a ghost. People can't look at it, right? Now, what if Mimikyu had the same sort of backstory as Yamask, right? Except instead of once in the past being a human, in the past it was actually a Pikachu. And that's why it tries to look like Pikachu. And I guess that's why it wants friends. But that's why it looks like a Pikachu. Because it was a Pikachu. And maybe that's why it's envious of Pikachu, or like dislikes Pikachu, or like really likes Pikachu or whatever. It's because it used to be a Pikachu. And now it's a nobody. Fan theories. But anyway, let's look at some of these big forms. So, actually, I'll read the chat really quickly, I guess. I'm honestly using it due to design. Really like a lot of designs. Mimikyu theory makes sense. Thank you. Something I've been working on for a bit. So, look at these forms. Oh, I'm really excited about one of them now. So, it looks like we got Charizard. We know about this one. It's going to be your basic starter. It's going to be pretty good. For sure. Butterfree, apparently that's going to be pretty good in Gigantamax or whatever. Because, it should still have Quiver Dance. So, it should be able to sit up and sweep. Its ability is something like Effect Spore. So, random chance of a status effect, I think it is, something like that. Mega Pikachu, Gigantamax Pikachu, G Pikachu. Let's call it G Pikachu. G Pikachu. I like the design a lot because it's it's heritage, it's its old form, so that's really cool. Neither that or Meowth is probably going to be very used, but hey, we got him. Actually, Pikachu might be with a light ball because they can still hold items. Yeah, and I don't think there was a special one for Meowth. Meowth is just Tall Cat. He's meme. He's a meme because he's Tall Cat. That's probably why they released him, because he's not going to be seen that much in competitive just because he's Tall Cat. Now this next one, is that... I was going to say Machamp, but I don't think it is. I think it's that... It could be Machamp, actually. But it also could be... what's it called? That, like, shell Pokemon clam thing. What is it? It's a rock and water type. It's a fossil Pokemon. Its little form is like a barnacle. Barbaracle? Getting closer. Anyway, it could be the big form of Barbaracle. Is what I'm looking at there. But then means it changes typing from water and whatever to just fighting, so it's probably more likely to just be Machamp. But that's pretty neat. That'll be really strong, I reckon, because, if it still keeps its ability and can dynamic punch things, then yeah, sure. This next one I like the look of. I mean, I don't know if I like the look of it or not yet, but it looks like it's a Gigantamax Kingler. Kingler, I like Kingler. I saw him in the anime. I thought he was cool. Krabby was the very first Pokemon card I ever owned, so I think I'll try and use this one at some point. Next one looks like Laparis. Looks like it just has a cruise line ship on its back now. So let's hope that the people on that ship don't all die or something, or get shrunk down really small when Gigantamax is over within 3 turns. Yeah. Guess you can carry the world on that. Eevee. Eevee's just Eevee. I'm assuming there's no Evo boost. Eviolite Eevee could be pretty good though. I mean, you could put that on Meowth as well, but Eviolite Eevee might be a bit better. So that could see usage. I forgot what its ability is though. Looks like we've got a Garbodor. That makes sense. It just collects so much trash that it expands. Is that a cruise ship, like, in the middle of its stomach? Huh. Maybe it is. Anyway, that makes sense. I feel like Sandygast? Its evolution. Sandy Castle. The Sandcastle evolution thing, though. I feel like that could also have the same sort of Gigamax, Gigantamax, whatever evolution as Garbodor, because it absorbs so much sand it gets huge. Should absorb the sea too, actually. Become a water and ground type. Anyway, Garbodor, neat. It probably needed one of those. It was kind of unloved. And it makes sense that it would devour everything. Although it doesn't make sense that its garbage bag would look that big, I don't think. But that's okay. Otherwise, I guess it wouldn't be identifiable without it. Korver Knight gets an evolution. Now, because it's like Skarmory, I think it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be used a bit. Although, because it seems like the base bird Pokemon for the series, like your Pidgeys and your Spearows and stuff, and your Tranquils, I don't know if it's going to get that good as stats, but we'll see. Like, you know, Talonflame surprised. But it looks like it gets little tiny steel paper drones sort of things that it gets. So yeah, it might not be very good, but it should be decent enough with its typing to be usable, because at the moment it's either use that or you use something like Skarmory, if Skarmory's in the game. Alchemy, I'm still expecting it to be an alchemist. We'll see. Its ability doesn't look very good though, from what I read up on. Korver Knight seems from its ability that I saw. Dreadnought, we'll see. If you get Shell Smash or something, maybe it can be like Game Smash thing. Also with Laparis and Dreadnought, and maybe someone else later, because Gigantamaxing maxes your HP up, it might be incredibly good to use with moves like Water Spout. So that was my first thought, because if you guys didn't know, Gigantamaxing just maxes HP up. I think that's the only stat it increases. So, yeah, Water Spout. Look out for it. I don't know if Lapras can learn it, but actually I should definitely look it up. Okay, let's just look it up. Lapras. Lapras. Do you learn Water Spout? Whoop. Let's look at this. Water. I'm not seeing it, guys. Oh, wait. Move tutor moves? Nah. Transfer only moves? Nah, I don't know if we'll be able to transfer from those previous games anyway. But no, doesn't look like it gets Water Sprout. Whatever. That's okay. Okay, we'll just quickly go through these last ones. Hatterene. Again, good typing. I think that'll be good. Actually, I said that was good before, didn't I? Hang on, let's... Hatterene. There it is. Yeah, I did. I said it looked super cute, and like it was a third evolution, so it had promise, and it looks like it's from Kirby's Dream Land or something. Especially its first form looks like one of the big boss enemies. Forget the name of it. But yeah, no, Hatterene's gonna be great. Don't know what its ability is. It's gonna be great. Looks like a Death Scythe. Looks like a Widow. Looks like a lovely lady. Looks like in the Pokemon games how they have like default, what are they called, like beauties and stuff. Looks a bit like a beauty. A beauty should have a Hatterene. Colossal gets a Gigantamax form. Turns into a castle by the looks of it. We're gonna get that. I'd hate to be the person inside of that Colossal when the 3 turns are over, but hey, I'm getting a Colossal, guys. Apparently, I'm already getting Colossal, so it's been decided. It's gonna be meta. Grimmsnarl gets an evolution. Oh, there we go. Grimmsnarl, I'm also gonna get one of those, I guess. That evolves from Impidimp, so it's got good typing. Looks like an illusion. That's amazing. That's some real good Digimon stuff there. I like it. Center Scorch gets an evolution. It looks like Mulan? No, the dragon from Mulan. Mushu. It looks like Mushu. So I'm gonna name that Mushu if I ever get one. I will get one eventually, I guess, but I'll name it Mushu, and I have to remember to call it Mushu. Yeah, good Pokemon. And then Applin. If Applin gets some sort of Gigantamax form, it could be good, but we'll see. Like I said, it would have to change form quite a bit, because it's just an apple pie at this point, so yeah. But I can tell you that Grimmsnarl, Hatterene, and Colossal I'll most likely be using out of these big forms. A Kingler is something I'd like to pick up. Korver Knight I'll probably use for a little bit, then if it doesn't seem that good, I'll drop it, I guess. Unless I needed the typing for the team. Pikachu's fine, probably won't use it. Yeah. Stuff like that. Butterfree does look good. Alright, that's all the forms. Did it. Good stuff. So Matt's mad about Charizard. Literally only started from Gen 1 with one. Pikachu's technically a starter from Gen 1. But yeah, you're right. It's Machamp. Yep, cool. Pretty sure these are all in Pokédex order lol. Okay. I think it's a Laparis egg move. I don't think it is. Oh, sorry, yeah, you couldn't see the bottom row. But yeah, it wasn't on there. Just so you guys can see. Some move tutor? Because yeah, it's... Oh, wait, you can't see there. There you go. Whoop. But yeah, doesn't look like it's there. So, there you go. I thought it might be, but doesn't seem like it will be. Kingler, I'm assuming wouldn't get it either. Dreadnought might, and that could be a scary thought. That would actually make it pretty competitive. Yeah. Alright, lots of good Pokemon. Lots of good stuff. So, the last thing we're going to do then